Now, let's join ace broadcaster Mamode Akuga as he takes us inside the Niger Delta.
Hello out there and welcome to the program. It's Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region. I'm your regular host, Mamode Akuga. With the primaries of the All Progressives Congress, APC, and the People's Democratic Party, PDP, scheduled for August 29th and September 3rd, respectively, all is now set for the November 16th governorship election in Bayelsa State. Prior to the governorship election, there are ongoing alignments and realignments in the various political camps across the two dominant political parties, whose arrowheads have been busy obtaining their party nomination and expression of interest forms and setting up structures to coast to victory come November 16. In today's package, we bring you an update on the activities of some of the political heavyweights who have officially declared their intention to join the governorship race in Bayelsa State. And if you want to know the latest giant strides taken by indigenous oil giant Belemaoil Producing Limited to redefine the concept of corporate social responsibility, I will urge you to stay tuned to the program as Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region, will be back after this time out.
Visit our YouTube channel at Max TV. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications on our uploads.
Glad to know you're still there. And if you're just joining us, it's Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region. In the long list of those who have so far obtained their nomination and expression of interest forms in readiness to contest the September 3rd governorship primaries of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Bayelsa State, is Ambassador Godknows Bolade Igali, a seasoned diplomat, career civil servant, and technocrat who has served in various capacities at state and national levels. Ambassador Igali hopes to bring his wealth of experience to bear in the governorship of Bayelsa State.
In demonstration of his ambition to become the next governor of Bayelsa State, Ambassador Bolade Igali recently obtained the PDP governorship nomination and expression of interest forms to vie for the party's ticket in the September 3 party primaries.
Thank you very much.
Before this time, Ambassador Igali had unveiled his campaign office in Yenagua at an event attended by his teeming supporters.
He has the network, the reach to bring the best of investment into Bayelsa State, because Bayelsa State is a peculiar state, and that peculiarity needs somebody with a peculiar experience, and that person with the peculiar experience is Ambassador Godknows Bolade Igali.
I can testify about Ambassador Godknows Bolade Igali. Even when he was a permanent secretary in Ministry of Power, a lot of Bayelsa youth have been going to Abuja. He has been paying school fees for them. He has been giving the recommendation for various companies for them to have jobs. I'm also a beneficiary to it. I believe if Ambassador Igali come to power, there will be massive development will take place in Bayelsa.
Ambassador Igali, a diplomat, public servant and technocrat, was Nigeria's Consul General in Cameroon between 1999 and 2005. In 2007, he was appointed ambassador to the Scandinavian countries of Sweden, Denmark, Finland and Norway, a position he occupied until he was appointed permanent secretary in the Ministry of Water Resources in May 2010. In May 2013, former President Goodluck Jonathan redeployed him to the Federal Ministry of Power. He intends to deploy his wealth of experience in national and international affairs in the governance of Bayelsa State.
One of Nigeria's biggest problems is funding infrastructure. Infrastructural funding has to be done in a more innovative way. The traditional waiting for which most state governors are doing, you sit down and wait for FAC, money comes in, then from there you begin to allocate. If you tie down the money into those bridges and those roads, you not go forward. You have to look for other ways in which these things can be built. And I think that is where we, in my case, have a slight edge, because I was opportune to serve in some of the countries where this money is. We've kept these relationships alive because we know a day like this will come.
This is the most experienced and the most intelligent. because he has been a secretary to state government and we all know what he did and he's going to do it again.
If elected as the next governor of Bayelsa State, Ambassador Igali intends to build a more productive workforce and capacity for Bayelsans to create wealth for themselves.
There are so many downstream areas in gas where a young person can be able to start business. We'll look for partners that will work with us who are already signing on with us, to work with us in creating young people, giving them startups, and those who are existing, making them to grow. Agriculture. We have the hydrology, we have the drainage, we have the climate, the temperature. Will give our youth modern agriculture will be so attractive that young people want to naturally do agriculture. We are going to make them to be like young people who come out from universities in Europe and so on and say, I'm going to farming.
Ambassador Godknows Igali, one-time secretary to the Bayelsa State government, counts on his antecedents and popularity amongst his people to pull through in what promises to be a keenly contested governorship primaries of the People's Democratic Party.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Also in the governorship race under the platform of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, is Honorable Fred Agbedi, a member of the House of Representatives representing Sagbama Ekeremo Federal Constituency in the lower chamber of the National Assembly. In this report, Honorable Agbedi unveils his plan for the growth and development of Bayelsa State if he secures the PDP governorship ticket and is eventually elected governor of Bayelsa State.
Honorable Fred Yetemone Agbedi, one-time chairman of the People's Democratic Party and two-time Director General of Governor Dixon Campaign Organization, is a political heavyweight in Bayelsa State. His mission is to ensure better service delivery in governance and transform the state into an entrepreneurial ecosystem. Soon after he obtained his nomination and expression of interest forms at the PDP National Secretariat in Abuja, Honorable Agbedi had unveiled his policy thrust, part of which is about transforming Bayelsa State from an extractive-based economy into an industrial economic hub in the country and in the entire West African sub-region.
Brass NLNG should come on stream. If you have two other NLNGs added to the Bonny NLNG, Nigeria will not need to go borrow money anywhere to fund their budget. We're also talking about brass fertilizer company. That is what some of us, when we become governor, want to do. Employment, business will flow, and revenue will come to the state.
It is no surprise that Honorable Agbedi is passionate about effective gas utilization in the country. In the 8th Assembly, he was a member of the Committee on Gas Resources. In his quest to further diversify the economy of Bayelsa State, the Ekeremo-born politician also intends to fully exploit its vast tourism potentials.
Bayelsa is a tourist state. When you travel out of this country, most of the holidays that people are going to is just to go to the seasides and all that and enjoy themselves and come back. And we have all these things. Other than crude oil, there are a lot of resources in our environment. But we are not really tapping into those resources.
As an insider in the restoration government of Serake Dixon, Honorable Agbedi says he is very conversant with the workings of the government and will leverage on his experience to take Bayelsa to the next level. He advises all eligible Bayelsans aspiring to the highest political office in the state to pursue their legitimate ambition and allow the people decide who becomes the next governor of Bayelsa State.
Go to the people. Sell yourself to the people. Campaign to the people. So that they will have cause to cross-examine you on a number of issues they feel very strongly about.
As member representing Sagbama Ekeremo Federal Constituency, Agbedi's legislative interests are centered on good governance, development, and improved quality of life through education. His mission is to replicate his achievements in the legislative arm of government at the highest level of the executive branch in Bayelsa State.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Immediate past Minister of State for Agriculture and Rural Development, Senator Heineken Lokbobiri, has also thrown his hat into the ring to contest the governorship of Bayelsa State on the platform of the All Progressives Congress, APC. Senator Lokpobiri formally made his intentions known to the state leadership of the APC during a visit to the party's headquarters in Yenagoa, the Bayelsa State capital.
Accompanied by his political associates and supporters, Senator Lokpobiri was at the state headquarters of the APC in Yenagoa to officially inform his party that he is in the race for Creek Haven. The pioneer speaker of the Bayelsa State House of Assembly had underscored the need for the APC to work in one accord and wrest power from the ruling People's Democratic Party in Bayelsa State.
We came today to formally inform you that I'm running for governorship of Bayelsa State under the APC. If we work together, we'll be able to have a very peaceful primary. At the end of the day, we'll remain united. And then we'll wait for the tsunami that will happen in PDP. And then we will go ahead, run an issue-based campaign and win the election, not just for ourselves, but for the benefit of Bayelsa people.
Senator Lokpobiri's emphasis on a united APC family is not without basis, as the party appears divided over the mode of primaries to be adopted to produce its flag bearer in the November 16 governorship election.
Our party constitution counts 3 areas with which we are going to dwell on getting our candidates. 1, we have the direct primaries. 2, we have the indirect primaries, and the other one is consensus. And if you can attest to the fact that in the past, 2018, we gathered here and adopt direct primaries. On that note, if you can follow me up, we are going to still adopt the same direct primary system because
We will prefer an indirect mode of primary, but any other mode the party decides, we will go. The reason why we prefer indirect is that, look, the party leaders are already known, and where we go for indirect, everybody will see how credible and transparent the process will be. We have expressed our preferred one, but whichever mode NWC comes up with, since we enjoy overwhelming support of the party members, we are sure to win.
In demonstration of his preparedness to contest the November 16 governorship election in Bayelsa State, Senator Lokpobiri has since obtained his APC governorship nomination and expression of interest forms and has gone ahead to officially launch his campaign office in Yenagoa. Senator Heineken Lokpobiri is a lawyer with vast experience in governance, having traversed the legislative and executive arms of government at the highest levels. He was Speaker of the Bayelsa State House of Assembly between 1999 and 2001 and Senator representing Bayelsa West in the upper chamber of the National Assembly. In 2015, he was appointed Minister of State for Agriculture and Rural Development and served in that capacity for almost 4 years until the dissolution of the last cabinet of President Buhari.
We worked together in the Ministry of Agriculture for 3.5 years. You know his history, you know him, he knows you. He has experience, he has knowledge, he has intelligence. If you give this young man a chance, and I believe you will, he will not let you down.
Exactly what difference does Senator Lokpobiri intend to make in the governance of Bayelsa State if elected the next governor of the oil-rich state?
Our dream is to ensure that, in the next 10 years when oil may not be too, relevant in the global, society, we will have an economy that can sustain, the people of Bayelsa, when there's no oil. Bayelsa, was reputed to be one of the most fertile, states in the country, and so by the time we give some priority attention to agriculture and agro-allied industries, we give some attention to energy development, so that industries, can, be sited there. There's no way the IGR of any state, can be raised. There's no way you can create employment, in a state without industrialization. There's no way in a country where only the government employs people. But in Bayelsa, only government is employing people. There's no program anywhere to be able to industrialize the state.
With the recent events, the camp of Senator Lokpobiri has sent a strong signal to its counterpart within and outside the APC that the governorship ambition of the Kerimobom politician is a serious project it will execute strictly in accordance with the country's electoral laws.
Inside the Niger Delta.
He is one of Bayelsa's finest, a world-class economist, businessman, banker, politician, and administrator par excellence. Ndutimi Alaibe, former Executive Director, Finance and Administration, and later Managing Director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, former Special Advisor to the President on Niger Delta Affairs, and Coordinator of the Presidential Amnesty Program, Timi Alaibe, hero of the Niger Delta, Timi Alaibe, distinguished son of Bayelsa State. Timi, now is your time. Bayelsa needs you. Timi, we need you. This message is powered by Bayelsans for Good Governance.
Well, quite an interesting governorship contest that is underway on November 16, 2019 in Bayelsa State. We hope that all contestants will play by the rules of the game, considering that only one candidate will eventually emerge victorious at the end of the day. Well, now to issues of development. The commissioning of projects executed under the NNPC Belemaoil joint venture in parts of northern Nigeria was concluded recently in Katsina and Bauchi states. Highlights of the epoch-making events are captured in this special feature.
Recently, the curtain was drawn on the commissioning of several landmark projects completed and delivered in the northern part of the country under the NNPC Belemaoil joint venture in partnership with the Jackreach 10 Aid Foundation. The epoch-making event was concluded in Katsina and Bauchi states amid jubilations and endorsement of the commissioned projects by prominent northern leaders who described them as highly beneficial to their respective states and communities. The second phase of projects commissioning commenced in Katsina State, where the development partners comprising of NNPC, Belemaoil and the Jackreach 10 Aid Foundation went to commission a 100,000-litre water project powered by solar energy at Musawa town. The famous Daura Emirate was the next port of call. It was the commissioning of a 100,000-litre water project powered by solar and accompanied by sophisticated water purifiers procured to ensure that the product meets the World Health Organization standard for quality drinking water. Governor Aminu Bello Masari, who commissioned the projects, had enjoined the benefiting Yakasua Daura community to take ownership of it.
I appeal to the leaders of this community to take ownership of this facility from today, and maintaining a sense so that we encourage other donors. You also encourage the government to come and do more because you have shown your seriousness.
Equally pleased with the provision of potable water, which was a scarce resource in his domain before this time, Alhaji Umar Farouk Umar, the Emir of Daura, conferred the title of Sarikin Ruwa, meaning custodian of water, on the founder and president of Belemaoil Producing Limited, Engineer Jack Retain Jr.
Well, this is in recognition, like His Royal Highness has said, in your contributions to humankind, to humanity, to the country, and to Katsina and Daura Emirates by providing water points in various communities here in Daura and other parts of Katsina State and the country at large. Also in recognition of the developmental programs you are executing all over the country. Mr. Jack, congratulations.
Men's believe that Nigerian companies can work together, such as NNPC and indigenous operators like Belemaoil, to help communities that are in need. And I think this goes a long way to appealing to other corporate operators to recognize that you can start little no matter how it is to really impact society. Because partnership and doing things like this that promotes social benefits goes a long way to reshaping and rekindle this great country. More importantly, also goes a long way to bridging the political divides and all that. And I want to use this medium to appeal to everyone listening and watching that you can start something from somewhere. Yeah. And I believe strongly that this opportunity that God has given to us, that we are celebrating today, will go a long way of healing hearts that have been broken and also provide that major need that we need to move this country forward.
Projects initiated in Misau Town, Bauchi State under the NNPC Belemaoil joint venture include the 380-meter Alhaji Abba Gardi Road, 420-meter road, the 1-kilometer road at New GRA in the heart of Misau Town, and the reticulation of a vast area of 42 kilometers with the more technologically advanced brand of UPVC pipes. Altogether, there are no fewer than 70 water fetching points provided across Misau in an intervention that has made potable water readily available to a sizable portion of the estimated 7 million Nigerians resident in Bauchi State. The importance of this project was underscored by the Deputy Governor of Bauchi State, Architect Alpha Katagum, during the commissioning ceremony.
Honestly, in my whole life, this is one of the best CSR projects that I've ever seen. Water, roads, but it's not new to me, but it's really new to me. I've seen quite a number of them, but this is one of the best that I've seen. And I think we'll just have to say thank you so much for your effort.
It's what he's doing at home. Not that he neglects his people and does it outside. No. As he's doing at home, so also he's doing outside. Not only here, other places.
It was in recognition of the remarkable efforts of Engineer Jackreed Teng Jr. and his team in transforming the lives of his subjects that His Royal Highness Alhaji Ahmed Suleiman, the Emir of Misau, to ban the founder of Belemaoil Producing Limited as the Dunsei, meaning a blessed man of Misau.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has been now confirmed Engineer Jackreed Teng as the Dosei in Misau.
Our choice to give you the title of Dosei is well founded because you have brought life to community, not to individuals, to community. We really appreciate you. You are now Dosei Misau, therefore you are a part and parcel of Misau. You are welcome anytime. This is your second home.
I want to thank the beneficiaries of all our programs and projects and schemes, and I'll say to you that together we can build a better country, together we can build a better state, together we can build a better community.
All the projects commissioned recently in Nigeria's northern region under the NNPC Belemaoil joint venture in partnership with the Jackreed Teng Aid Foundation have one thing in common. They were all conceived and executed in line with the needs of the benefiting communities who participated actively from the beginning to the end of every single project. The people's participation in the conceptualization, design, and execution of projects is in line with the project sustainability philosophy of the Belemaoil's development model that has been applied with a great measure of success in the Niger Delta. From all indications, the corporate social responsibility approach adopted so far in the NNPC Belemaoil joint venture is a remarkable paradigm shift from what was obtainable in the past. Impressed by the positive responses from their host communities, the joint venture partners appear encouraged to do even more to deploy their collective resources to ensure even and rapid development for communities in need across the entire federation.
We have embarked on several community development projects across the country, particularly the Niger Delta area. However, we've extended our tentacles to all parts of the country, and we do community projects ranging from national education scholarships, across all levels of education, to providing the basic amenities of life, such as water, roads, drainages, market stalls, electrifications, and so on.
And I also want to use this privilege to thank NNPC for partnering with the Belemaoil company and the foundation and all others that made this project a success. NNPC has been tremendously in support of all our programs and projects all over the country, especially in the northern part of this great nation. And we want to say that Mr. President also made this possible, because having given us the opportunity to operate an oil company, we felt that one of the best ways to demonstrate that love and return of that love is by ensuring that we embark on projects like this.
To whom much is given, as the saying goes, much is equally expected. In the case of Belemaoil Producing Limited, it has been expectations long surpassed, with the provision of credible and quantifiable deliverables to its host communities in the Niger Delta and beyond.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Well, kudos to Belemaoil Producing Limited and NNPC. And that's how much we can take in this edition of the program. Many thanks for staying with us. Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region, will be back on this station same time next week. You can also follow us on our social media handles showing right now on your screen. Until then, I remain yours sincerely, Mahmoud Akuga, signing off on the program. Bye for now.